Well, I'm joined by Laurence Skelly, and really want to talk about two particular things here in the pipeline. Let's do the Nunnery first of all, and this great idea that seems to be moving on about making a place of excellence for the IT industry. Where are we up to with that now?
Well, we've been in negotiations throughout the summer to actually put together, hopefully, the proposal that will go to Tynwald, and we're aiming on bringing that to Tynwald in November. I think the Chief Minister will be answering a question on that next week in Tynwald, but that has been our intention all along, was to actually take this to Tynwald once we got the final details.
I mean, you picked this up from John Shimon, who initially, of course. Were you comfortable with this process, that it was just left to one bidder to try and raise the money to fund this operation, or rather than having it open market and let other people look at it?
No, I'm more than comfortable with it, to be quite frank. I'm confident about it, and I'll tell you for why, because I actually chaired the e-business forum for 18 months that established the strategy that identified what we actually have coming forward. We have a skill shortage in this industry, and this is an industry, it's the fastest growing industry on the Isle of Man. 20% of our economy, and we're having to import labour. That we have to address. So once more, again, I would suggest this is where government is working together. You know, we're working together, DED, with education, actually DOI as well, and the private sector to try and realise this.
Do you see it happening in the foreseeable future?
We're at the will of Tynwald, yes, I do. And I think it's a strong statement, yet again, with regards to the Isle of Man endorsing business and private sector, because what we're inviting here is inward investment, and this is going to be inward investment in the future of the Isle of Man, and the future of the Isle of Man is educating our young people into jobs for the future.
The other thing I want to talk about is the TT Museum, which you and me have chatted to numerous times now.
We have.
Probably when you're moving departments left, right and centre, but you know, you seem to be settled now. This is your baby, and you're being asked questions about it again. Where are we up to?
Yes, it is very, very much an ambition that I would like to see, you know, particularly now as Minister of Economic Development, responsible for motorsport, responsible for tourism, and you know, we're seeing this resurgence in tourism in general, and particularly with regards to motorsport, you know, and the interest in that is just incredible. I was just reading a figure the other day. I think we went from 8 million viewers 3 years ago, having the exposure to the TT and the motorsport, to now over 30 million. But the same thing is that exposure is growing, and that's real important. But what we need is something beyond the actual events itself, and that's what I will be doing. I will be sort of announcing next week in Tynwald a proposal where and how I think we can actually achieve this.
It'll cost the government money, right?
No, not necessarily. I think we look at the Douglas Master Plan, and that's the biggest misconception is that this is going to cost government money. Government own the majority of the strategic sites, and what we need to do is to entice private inward investment. And I can tell you, I think about the Douglas Master Plan, I have already had significant interest in that. When are the prospectus? When are the expressions going out? And let's see if we can actually realise that for the benefit here, not just Douglas, but for the Isle of Man.
Well, the break's off everything now. Everything is back to spend. Are we in happy times again?
Well, spend. Not in government terms. That's very, very clear. We still have a tough job, you know, with regards to rebalancing, and I would suggest that we still got a difficult couple of years to go through. But the point is of this whole rebalancing is to get to a point of a sustainable budget. So as that we're now sort of seeing a trimmed down, more leaner, and I think a fitter government for the future. So no, we'll never go back to that.
How do you feel it's going to go in Tynwald then? Getting the money, getting the approval, getting the backing?
Well, I hope so. And, you know, Tynwald is what it is. And, you know, that is the place to be scrutinised. That's the place to be challenged. And, you know, what we try and do is when we bring forward proposals, we try and do the appropriate engagement, whether it be private sector consultations, etc. You know, we will see. So, you know, I feel, as I say, you know, quietly confident that, you know, we will be able to do it. But you just never know.